argue with you. Fuck it. Fuck it. Pouring my heart out, you don't get it. I keep looking to the ceiling cause my eyes is getting runny. Yeah, you smirking like shit funny. I should smack your ass. Instead of laugh, pack your bag.
It's your girl Lala from Lala's World. I'm gonna talk about a time these people stole my identification. Okay, so my mom had grew up with her godmother, and she called her godmother her mother and called her children her siblings. So I called her my grandmother, and I called her kids my uncles and aunts. Okay, so we known them for decades. Like, the last time I seen them, I was like a good probably 10. I seen them when I was 10. They had came and visit my mom in Jersey and stuff like that. But I've been texting like through social media for years, talking to my aunt. Her name is Yaya. I've been talking to her for years on social media, everything. Like, I was mad close with her because I loved her. Like, she was my favorite aunt. And for years I've been saying, oh, I'm gonna come visit y'all, I'm gonna come visit y'all, I'm gonna come visit y'all. And like, it was so many years, and it was like to the point where I was about to move down south. So I was like, let me go visit them before I move, down south. And she said I can come and stay, but she never said, oh, you gonna come stay for the summer and you gotta pay this amount. But even though I came there, she talking about, I came there, I put food in the house, I gave her a brand new phone, all of that. She never said, but we gonna get into that later, but she never said like, oh, you gotta pay me this, or you gotta pay me this amount. You know what I mean? So what happened was, I was just about to move to Georgia, and I said, okay, let me go spend the summer with my mother's godmother and my aunt, because they lived together and they had the brother sleeping on the couch. So I hit up my aunt and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come down here for 2 months because I gotta go to Georgia in September. So I'm gonna come down here for 2 months, and I'm gonna stay down here for 2 months. At this point in time, she could have told me, okay, you're gonna be down here for 2 months, you gonna have to pay something, period. She would have told me that from the beginning, we wouldn't have had all the issues we had. But she didn't say anything. She was like, okay, I miss you. I was like, auntie, can you do my hair? She was like, yeah. So because she was doing my hair in box braids. So she was like, yeah, I'll do your hair. So what happened was, when I asked her that time, I didn't go. I did not go to there that time. So what happened was, I asked her in May that I was coming in May, but I didn't end up going into June, and I stayed into the end of July. So what happened was, I went down there, everybody was happy. Mind you, I paid my own ticket down there. Nobody met me at the bus terminal. When I got to the bus terminal, I had to wait for my Uber, and and then I went to the house. I didn't know what floor she lived on, where she lived at. I didn't know none of that. I was just outside, and I'm texting her phone like I'm outside, but she's not around her phone. So I'm literally sitting in the Uber waiting for her to respond. And then when she finally responds, she tells me that she lives on the 3rd floor when I got all these bags. So I go upstairs, and they're like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. But it's like love, but it's not love like how I would expect it. We haven't seen each other in years. Love how I would have expected it to be. So I'm like, yeah, I miss y'all too. This, that, and the third. So that day, we all was chilling. We all was hanging around. My aunt said, okay, I'm going to start your hair the next day. So she started my hair the next day. We all was chilling. We all was hanging out. We went food shopping 2 weeks prior to that. And, you know, my aunt cooked and everything. I got some food for the house, some snacks for us and all of that stuff. So we all was chilling, getting drunk and all of that stuff, and we was having fun. My aunt wasn't really drinking because she had told me when I arrived here that she was pregnant. So, and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. And me and my grandmother was having fun, and we was just chilling and macking and just living our best life. So, you know, my aunt had gave me her room for the 2 months, and she had slept in a room with her mother. So when because I thought me and my aunt was going to sleep in the same room, but she wanted to sleep in the room with her mother. I guess it was like a pregnancy thing or something like that. So what happened was she went to go sleep in the room with her mother, and prior to that or whatever. So I had at this time I had ZTE Z-Max Pro. That was the phone that just came out, and I was big on Androids. So, and then I had seen a deal while I was going down thingy for the iPhone, you know, the iPhone 6 for Boost Mobile. So I went over to Boost Mobile to get the iPhone 6, and I was going to sell the phone. I was going to sell my old phone ZTE, but I decided to give it to my aunt because my aunt had this phone and she needed to upgrade because her phone was acting stupid. So I gave her the phone. Then I met this girl. I forgot her name, so we're going to call her Kim. I met this girl named Kim, and then she was cool, but she was kind of like obsessed with my aunt. She was like obsessed with my aunt to the point where like whatever, she'll call my aunt, she'll blow her phone up or whatever. So one day she came over there, and she came over there one day and she spent the night, and it was cool and dandy, but I was just like, she's kind of, you know, a little bit weird. But no, I didn't say that, but my aunt said that. My aunt was like, oh, she's a little bit weird. So after that, everything happened, and I think it was just to the point where I was just about to, I think I was like about to leave to go to Georgia. I was about to leave to go to Georgia. It was like 2 weeks before I was about to leave to go to Georgia. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks before I was about to leave to go to Georgia. And my aunt, I was laying in a room. And me and my aunt have been arguing prior to this because my aunt was getting in my relationships, and I was confining in her, but she was taking what I was telling her and going back to the person I was talking to and telling them what I was saying. So she was jumping in my relationships, and we was having issues. But I wasn't jumping in her relationships because, you know, that's for another story time, because I can really put her business out there, but I'm not going to do that. But at that point, me and her was already getting into arguments, and she was so-called claiming that I was doing stuff to get on her nerves. So I was just like, I'm be leaving in 2 weeks. So I was sitting in my aunt's room. They just got cable or whatever. I was sitting in my aunt's room. Mind you, by the time I was there, we couldn't use the shower and the shower and the toilet because we had to go downstairs because the landlord wouldn't fix the stuff that was in the house. So after that, it was like the landlord was fixing the stuff. The landlord was fixing the shower and stuff, and I was laying in my aunt's room. And as I was laying in my aunt's room, I got a text message from my aunt, and she said, "Before you leave in 2 weeks, are you gonna pay me something?" So I said, "Why would I pay you if I'm about to go pay all this stuff to get into my own apartment?" She was like, "Well, you've been living here for 2 months." Mind you, this was on July 29th. I think July, August. It was somewhere around August. Fine. So she was like, "You've been staying here for 2 months." It wasn't even 2 months. It was a month and a half. "You've been staying here for 2 months." I said, "I've been staying here for 2 months and putting food in the house. I've been staying here for 2 months I've been staying here 2 months. When I order me something to eat, I get y'all something to eat. When I go out, I'll buy y'all something to eat. I gave you a brand new phone." Like, I'm telling her all this. She was like, "Well, I think you should pay me at least something." This is when I knew that she was money hungry. She was like, "You could pay me something. I've been letting you stay in my house for 2 months in my room, cable." Mind you, they just got cable 2 days before she texted me this. Cable, all of that, and you gonna leave without giving me anything? So I got mad and I didn't respond to it. I got mad, I got up, put on my clothes, and I went out the door. So as I'm going out the door, I'm just walking out the door, and her brother said something to me, but I keep walking. And I just go around the corner and sit on the bench just to get some fresh air. And she texts me like, "Oh, so you not gonna text me back?" And so then she just started cursing me out in the messages like, "Oh, I let you stay in my mother freaking house for 2 months, and my freaking bed, in my freaking room. I even gave up my room to y'all." Mind you, every time her quote unquote baby daddy came over there, I had to get kicked out of the room and go sleep on the couch because they was doing the nasty. So she was cursing me out and all of that, to the point where it was just like, why do I have to give you money? So then she came to the point where she was like, "Just don't come back here. Just stay. I don't know where you're gonna sleep tonight. Tell your friend, one of your friends, to give you the money to go back to Jersey." I'm like, I don't have no money to get back to Jersey. So the fact that you kicking me out on these streets, that's crazy. So after that, she wouldn't let me back, and she wouldn't let me back in her house or anything. So I had to call the police to get my stuff. Mind you, I had my birth certificate, I had my ID, I had my social security card, I had all my documents that said I am who I am, all in her house, in my suitcase. And guess what? When I got my suitcase, the only thing I had in there was my clothes and my personals to wash up with. Because they done took my ID, they done took my birth certificate, they done took my social security card. And when I called the police, and the police couldn't do anything because I didn't have no proof that my stuff was in the house. So I'm texting her like, "Oh, can you please give me my stuff? I will pay you, da-da-da-da." She was like, "How much?" And I'm like, "Can you please give me my stuff?" So I'm showing the police literally that she's asking me how much. That means that she got my stuff. Police said that's still not proof. Okay, so I was just like, you know what? Forget it. So I'm out on the streets. I'm out on the streets or whatever. So we still going back and forth at it. Like, she was like, "I can't believe you run the police to my house, knowing my situation with my brother, da 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 da." And I'm looking at her like, that's not my issue. I just wanted my stuff. So she was like, you could never be my niece, cause all my nieces is pretty. Mind you, some of her nieces is mad ugly. So she was like, "You could never be my niece because my nieces are pretty and you're ugly and you're fat." And she was trying to call me all the names in the book just to get my self-esteem to get low. But I was just laughing at her because I was like, "You're doing all this because I wouldn't give you no money because I'm moving and I need my money to move? Are you serious?" So after that, you might as well say all my identification didn't come back to me. I was sitting down in the police station, like not in the actual police behind the prison bars, like sitting in a station where they had like the sitting thingies, trying to figure out how I was getting home. My mom was stressing. I was trying to figure out how I was getting home and everything. So after in the morning time, the officers and everything told me that I couldn't, they told me that I could not be here for long. They told me that Sorry, my camera had went that way. But they told me that I could not be in the thingy for no more longer. So what I did was I had went downtown. I had went to the hospital because I wasn't feeling good. And they had marked me as homeless. So after I went to the hospital, I had went to the homeless shelter. And when I went to the homeless shelter helped me get back home. And after that, me and my aunt never talked ever again. I bashed her on social media, but that wasn't the way to go. She blocked me. I blocked her, and then I unblocked her to put her to the test again. To it's called the thing like where you note that that somebody has stole your identity, so they don't be able to use it. So I did that or whatever, and I had to prove that she wanted my money for my identity. So yeah, that's my story of how my identity got stolen by the people I love. So my word of advice to y'all is never trust your own people, your own family, because they'll do you dirty just like the people that don't know you. But I'm out. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications every time I upload. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'm out. Bye. Wait, pause. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button so every time I upload, you get that ding. Love ya. Bye.